Hello everyone! If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily. I created Definite Hearing as a way to increase awareness for the deaf and hard of hearing. Today, I'm going to talk about causes of hearing loss at birth. We're going to start off with the most obvious answer that I would say off the top of my head because this is the reason for my hearing loss. I was diagnosed with a bilateral, moderate to severe sensory neural hearing loss at birth. And the reason that I had this hearing loss is because it was a genetic, you could call it a defect, but it was genetic. The combination of my two parents' genetics just meant that I received a recessive trait from both of them and have hearing loss. This is crazy because hearing loss was not previously manifest in my family until my older sister was diagnosed just months before I was born. So you can only imagine how my parents felt learning that my sister was hard of hearing and learning that I was due to be born just months later and had a chance that I would have hearing loss as well. The news of my sister's hearing loss and my subsequent hearing loss was overwhelming, but they persevered and look, here I am today. Some additional causes of hearing loss at birth include maternal diabetes. It also includes maternal drug and alcohol intake during pregnancy and chemical exposures via medicines or environmental chemicals. In addition to that, right after a baby is born, they can also be susceptible to hearing loss through various infections. This could be infections such as meningitis, herpes, measles, rubella, jaundice, and simply being premature. Hearing loss is typically comorbid with other health concerns. Comorbidity means that a health concern is paired with another health concern. So for example, if a child has hearing loss, that could be an indicator that they struggle with other health issues. So if your child's diagnosed with hearing loss, don't be surprised if you're referred to a kidney doctor or a geneticist or a neurologist. Doctors do this so that they can rule out the potential of any other comorbid health concerns. The good news about a lot of these causes of hearing loss after birth, like diseases, infection, is that if they are diagnosed and treated early, the results can be much less severe. Did you know that 95% of children born with my type of hearing loss, a sensory neural congenital hearing loss, are born to parents that are hearing? Yeah, so these hearing parents all of a sudden are thrown into a hard of hearing world. They don't know how it will function. They feel bad for their child. They deal with all of these mental and emotional struggles because all of a sudden they feel like that their child doesn't necessarily have access to what they had access to. And all I have to say to those parents, if you're a parent of a hard of hearing or deaf child right now, it's a lot harder on you than it is on them. You have to remember that hearing loss is their normal. That's all they know. And so it's really important that though it may be extremely hard for you, that you stay optimistic and cheerful. I'm not saying like put on a smiley face and pretend you're okay when you're not. No, I am saying act. I am saying figure out what works well for you and your child and your family. Understand that there are so many options to help your child have access to sound. Like my parents aided me and my sister early on. My sister now has a cochlear implant, and that is wonderful. Technology has progressed so much that your child can have access to sound and be hearing like you and talk like you. Now, that said, the deaf culture, capital D, deaf culture, they believe in abstaining from hearing devices and embracing sign language. This is great. This is wonderful. This works for some people, especially family that have family members that are deaf within the home that can teach that. But for hearing parents that are not fluent in American Sign Language or in sign language and are thrown into all of a sudden this unexpected, you could call it an abyss, you have to realize that your child is in your home for a reason. And due to today's technology, there's a high chance they can have access to sound and develop as any hearing child with the proper devices, access to speech, and language therapy. So definitely consider all of the options. My parents aided my sister and I, and they decided to use cute speech to communicate. And just definitely educate yourself. If you have any questions for me, definitely ask in the comments below. But now you know some causes for hearing loss at birth, right before birth and after birth. And understand that if your child is born with a hearing loss, that's okay. I mean, look at me. I think personally I'm so biased, but I turned out great. And your child will too. Are you a child with hearing parents? If so, I would love to hear it in the comments below. What are some of the most helpful things that your parents did for you? Please definitely share, because I know that there are parents that are going to watch this video that would really appreciate your comments. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to making more great content for you. Have a great day. Bye.